Let it roll. See if we are live. YouTube should just pop up
Yes.
right away and say, "Oh, there's people doing stuff." Maybe, you know. The day you don't check, man. The day you don't check. All right, let's just make sure.
Looks like Rumble's going. That's a. What is
Oh, there's no head.
Oh, no.
Oh,
The
oh,
head's
okay.
there.
Well, I would still go a little up. Just a little up. Sorry, we have to reconfigure things every day because
Everything gets repositioned.
yes,
Every
our
day.
kids run around with stuff and. All right, I don't know if this thing's live. Oh, I think there
And
we go.
stuff and stuff and stuff.
And
Yes.
stuff and stuff. Yeah, there we go. Okay, goody.
Say good morning to Jimaw. And I did see Salty. His
Yes.
comment's gone now.
Good morning, Salty. Good morning, Jim. Hope everybody is doing excellent. The reason I sit so uncomfortably here is not because there's a door in my way for a little cabinet, you know, because under this thing we have a storage
It's not
cabinet.
because of that?
No, it's because of all the money that's stacked under my table from my business that I'm making so much money from that I don't know where to put all of it. Didn't you know? So, yes, I thought this morning it would be appropriate. And I hope Jody joins us because he will understand. Fully understand. Sorry. So before continuing, we have a young man who has a bad stomach because I think he ate too much fruit because he won't leave the fruit alone. Mr. Banana and Orange. Mr. Move up a little.
You're going to have to. If you want me in the frame. I mean,
Mr. Banana and Orange. So he's been having a very hard morning. He's already gone like 3 times in an hour or something. So he's got a burning butt. So we might have to jump up and run. Well, Nicole, I'll sit and yak. So I thought there's a few other things I'd like to talk about, but not today. Maybe Friday. Mom.
Yes.
Oh, I see.
Okay.
That's
nice wood. Go.
All right, you got to go outside. Go play. Where's your siblings? All right, you're going to have to take them and then ask them politely. Otherwise, I'm going to. Yes, nice. Take it.
No orange.
No orange. You're not taking any of that. No, your stomach is too upset. Sorry, guys. We got a 2-year-old that's very determined to interrupt us today. So, anyway, I think Salty might know what I'm going to talk about now, but Salty, as far as I understand, is in the what do you call it, landscaping kind of business. So when you go to customers, then you have a truck, trailer, maybe a mini little excavator, little bobcat, whatever, and these are things I would just lock them out. That you use for your business purposes. So you have to have these tools, or you have to have a bunch of people. So you either have machinery or more hands, but somewhere the lifting has to be done. So you can take a forklift, put a pallet of grass on the back of it, sturdy trailer. So if you buy a shitty trailer, then maybe you could just load 1 or 2 pallets of grass. But if you buy something decent, like a, what do they call that, gooseneck fifth wheel type connection, I believe they can carry heavier. Like, I'm very unfamiliar with that stuff because it's not something we have in South Africa. We just got the ball hook type stuff. But I think the fifth wheel type connection, and then the bigger trucks,
like big Tex trailers.
Yes, yeah. And the 25, 35, 4500 trucks can take a lot of weight. So, we had some guys working here and they had, I think, the 3500 or the 4500 truck, but like flatbed, fifth wheel connection, the whole works, like proper work vehicles. But then people see these things and they're like, man, these guys are making an absolute fortune. Like, they're making, look at the stuff. No, it's like,
tools. You have to
tools.
Use them.
You have to, if I want to be able to haul, so I can either haul it or I can pay someone to haul it. But the cost is always passed to the consumer. Because if I and you know, we are on our side in a perpetual fight with our suppliers to keep transport costs as low as possible, so shipping and stuff like that. Because if you're not careful, your shipping will end up to be a huge amount of your product cost. So you have to make sure that your shipping cost is as low as possible, not to jack up your prices. And of course, you know, when stuff gets imported, it's more difficult, especially now, you know, because the current admin, and I don't blame him for it. It's a challenge because of what of how, maybe how we operate is better to say. But you know, when you import stuff, well, the current administration is very pro, you know, local source, local, which is great because it makes good for local stuff. But if you have imported products, it does jack up your price. Some of our things had to jump in price because there's now additional tariffs, and it's reciprocal tariffs. So I agree with the tariffs. I think it's, you know, if you don't charge us, we don't charge you, then there's zero tariff. But they don't want to listen because the government's on the other side making a fortune off the tariffs, but the US must suffer, you know. So anyway, I don't want to go down that fucking rabbit hole, but you have these tools that you use and people see them and they like knock back because they're not used to them. Like we had big ovens and stuff like that in our old shop, and people see these things and they're like, you know, but this is equipment that you use to function. This is, and a lot of times, a lot of that equipment's on debt, and people think that you're making a lot of money.
Or you bought it old, used, and abused, and had to
fixed
do
it,
how
yeah.
much effort to get the stuff
like
working?
most of the equipment we got, it's only the last bit that we got some new stuff.
Well, we needed nice refrigerators
Yes.
for our grocery store.
Yes, but I mean, before that, like every single piece of equipment, I think, except for one thing in my original shop, was secondhand.
Yeah.
You know, so to give you an idea, just to give you an idea. Now you can do this two ways. One, you throw a whole lot of money at it, and then it makes the problem go away. Or if you don't have a whole lot of money to throw at it, then you have to go and figure it out. So a venter hood, which is a big extractor for a commercial kitchen, a venter hood costs approximately $12,000, and then you still got to install it, which could be another $6,000 to $10,000, depending on how, and that's a small one, depending on how complicated the install is. And then this thing has to be managed through the process of the health of your city health and fire department. So you got to do all of those things. That's a big mission. But anyway, the initial cost, and I'm talking when I did the quotes in 2019, when I 2018, 2019. So I didn't know, because you know, when you don't know, you don't know. So when we open a commercial store, I didn't know that a vent hood was one of the requirements. I drew plans, got everything ready, submitted to the city. The city never told me it was a requirement.
They didn't realize when it said restaurant.
Well, no, I think they were facetious. But anyway, that's not the point. The city never noticed or realized or said or whatever. So there was no vent hood. So after much debating, these guys are like, well, you have no vent hood, which is something you have to have over all hot surfaces, so oil, and it has to have filters and ranges and stuff like that. So any fryers so post haste, I had to find one of these things, and I got some quotes, and it was $12,000 to $15,000 for the setup without installation, just the equipment. And I went online. Now, I'm not going to say where, but I went online and I found one that got pulled out of a like a cooking trailer that the guys removed out of this cooking trailer fan. So it was the extractor and the vent hood. Now the connection between the two is custom depending on what your setup is. But anyway, I got that plus the controls and everything for $400. Stainless steel, good make, good branded product. I got for $400. It cost me $1,000 for the electrician to do all the wiring, all right, and then it cost me another $6,000 for the inflow air and all the installation. So we got away like 7.5, 8,000 on a $20,000.
Mm-hmm.
Then we got we had to get fire suppression, and that we couldn't get away from. So I got that installed. That was another 2,500
Mm-hmm.
just for and that was unplanned expenses. So you in a 10, 11,000 out of your budget, unplanned expenses. So now you have to recover that money when you make the food over time to try and pay for it. So the model would be you want to recover 12,000 off the next 3 to 5 years. So you pretty much want to pay for your premises within the next 3 to 5 years. So all the money you invest, which I don't think we've still got our money out. We've put the investment in. I don't think the money's out yet, and it's 7 years down the line. So people are under this impression, that when you have a business, you go in and you register with a comptroller. You register your LLC, and then they hand you this basket. And then what you do is you go outside, and money rains down from the skies into this bucket or this basket, and you just collect. And it's not how
I
it
missed
works.
that part.
Yes,
Where did that
yes.
happen? Say hello and good morning to Progman CKWMD1.
Good morning. Good morning.
Jimma does say, oh, sorry, let me back up. Progman says, owning a business is a threat to democracy. You guys are now considered
Domestic terrorists.
kulaks, is what he says. Beware of the Zulu commies.
Yes, right.
Jamal says tariffs are the easiest tax to avoid. Buy local wherever possible. Limit imports as much as possible. So our market for a while was import groceries, which it's very hard to avoid that. The tariffs were not there when we started this, so that's been a change. But it has actually helped us bring back things that we used to do, which is our own manufacturing of sauces.
Yes, so sauces, chutneys, spices, and stuff like that. So we've focused on growing that because the imports, it's expensive, and I agree. I mean, I think the more local we can do, the better, because it stimulates the local economy. I really, really, really don't like buying stuff from South Africa, because I don't like sending the money out of the country.
Mm-hmm.
Like, simple as that. I would much prefer if I could find the products locally.
No.
But it's not a thing, because they are literally made in South Africa. And some of it's actually owned by American companies. Yeah. PepsiCo owns a bunch of stuff out there. But it's still, I don't like taking money earned here and putting it in a different country. Mm-hmm. I don't like that, because I think it's better to stimulate the local economy and provide jobs and give people money here. So, and for some reason my ex-post didn't go out this morning. So
did you ever get it done?
No, we ran out of time. I was busy typing, and then the boy was busy. So there might be some people not here this morning because my ex-post didn't say.
I did share it. I can share it from you.
Yeah, share it from me, please.
Speaking of the local, though, we've toyed with the idea of more local groceries, different items, but man, finding those suppliers is not as easy as one would think. We've reached out to I don't even know how many. We have one local, which we are able to get our Dublin drinks from, and a couple candies.
Yeah, it's more like customized candies.
Yes, but at least they're local.
Yes, at least they're local.
Man, otherwise we have failed.
Yes, no, we tried, but I don't think
we're small.
Yes,
we're not.
I don't
well
think
known.
I think most of the like wholesale grocery type people sell to places that will stock themselves, like Dollar General, like Kroger, and things like that. Those kind of suppliers are very hard to come by for people like us. So I don't think they really want to supply people like us. That's too much of a headache for them. So anyway, but back on the subject. So you have all these tools, and you have to tool up your business to make it efficient. Especially, in the US, I think it's a lot easier to buy expensive tools cheap, if I could put it that way. And I know it sounds weird, but like, I never ever knew a guy in South Africa that owned like a little bobcat. Like, I didn't know. Like, yeah, you see them everywhere
out here for sure.
But I didn't know someone like, and even if you go to the like tool center, the hire centers, they're like where you can hire, like, they don't have stuff like that. It's just not a thing. Like you could probably get a jackhammer, you could probably get like a generator. There's a few basic things you can hire from them, but stuff like bobcats, the tool hire places that I used on occasion, nothing really. Trailers is something you can hire, but like bobcats and any kind of heavier equipment, tilling is not really something we do in South Africa that I have seen. So you don't really have a tiller that you like. So that's not a thing you hire.
You know why you can't find all of these things? Because did you know the land was already developed like this when they arrived?
Oh yes,
So
yes, it was all perfect. Roads, everything was just
everything. So these things are not needed. They were taken back on the alien ship and then taken away.
So you don't often see like cement mixers is what you'll rent, stuff like that. But there's not really a like small civil works equipment. But yeah, you see them everywhere because I think there's less labor and you got to get stuff done. So it's I think the speed to getting things done here is a lot faster because everything has to roll over all the time.
Mm-hmm. Let me catch up a little bit on chat. Jamal says, oh, wait, we spoke about tariff, sorry. Frogman, the older stuff is built to last. I agree.
Yes.
Jamal, coffee is probably the toughest since most coffee is grown outside the U.S.
Yes.
Yes, definitely.
So our coffee, we get it from farm. Yes, the tribal. We get it from the farmer and it goes directly to you. So we are the only... we are the only link in the chain between the farmer and you guys. So they sell direct, but their prices and our prices are exactly the same.
Yeah.
They sell and we sell. And it's on Amazon if you guys want to go look at it. Go look for Biltong USA on Amazon and you'll find we have the coffee and a few other bits and pieces there. We are slowly loading up the Amazon site because we have to deal with evil because we have no choice. I would love to avoid Amazon, but to get more distribution, it's just one and we're fulfilling
quick.
We're fulfilling. It's just don't think people have this like, wow, you're on Amazon, you must be making a killing. No, it's like one sale every few days. There's nothing. Our website's way busier than Amazon, believe you me. What else did I want to say? Okay, well, read the chat.
Frogman says eating local has a different meaning in Haiti.
Well, is it a pig or is it a Haitian?
He says Captain Cook wasn't local, but they still ate him.
Yeah.
Jamaz does mention about Amazon. This is funny because this was prior to your comment now. Amazon is horrible about labeling the source of stuff they sell. I always look for where stuff is manufactured, but still get made in China labels on the stuff. That's very true. We were just talking about that.
Yes, but the thing is, so here's the thing. I tell Amazon where my stuff's from. I mean, they do some verification.
Yes.
But you can lie to Amazon.
Yes, definitely.
I put in the manufacturer.
And Amazon gets confused. Oh. We have a product which it kept red flagging us, saying you're not allowed to sell this product. There's no tracing records for it. It's like, no, but we make the product.
Yeah.
Well, no, but the origins. Yes, that means hundreds of years ago it started there, not that it's from there.
Yes. And we had this.
It was in details, not in.
With Amazon, because one of our products, the Cabanossi, which is a Polish South African kind of mix.
Yes.
They did not understand, and then eventually I got someone on because it's all fucking AI driven. You cannot talk to anybody, and it's not very user friendly. It's hard to do, but anyway, I got someone on chat somehow. I don't know where I found this thing, but out of frustration, I found and I was, talking to someone via typey, and they asked me to prove that I make the sausage. And I said, okay, well, how about you prove to me that you drove to work this morning? Because it's the same thing. I said, I can give you invoices of where we buy the raw products. And I can give you like everything. But I mean, I can show you a video of me making it if you would accept that. But I don't know how else to prove to you that I make it. Like, I make it. Like, I don't know how do I prove to you? Like, unless you are here in person watching me, like I can make a fucking AI video.
Yes.
of me making it, and how are you going to know?
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, I can show you my invoices where I buy my raw product, all the product, because they were worried that I was buying product from abroad that's
Yes.
not USDA inspected
It
or
was a
FDA
mess.
inspected.
Yeah, it
And I'm
was a
like, no,
mess.
it all comes from our one wholesaler where we buy all our stuff, and it's all approved and it's all inspected. And so I said, I can give you all the documents, I can give you everything you want, but it's all raw products. This we use this and then we make. And so I can give you the invoices for the spices. I can give you the invoices for the raw meats. I can give you the invoices for the casings. But we manufacture it here. Like so I can give you a video of me making it. But how to prove? I don't know how I prove that. I don't know how I prove I make it, except that I'm telling you I'm making it, and like you can't find it anywhere else. You okay?
Yeah.
And then they like, okay. And then it took another 2 weeks for this thing to actually clear.
It still was
because
nonsense.
then I like tried to email these people again because the product didn't go to an approved status. So I'm like, for fuck's sake. So then because your account goes under this, you are at risk. We are going to deactivate you. Yes. And I'm like, fuck. Anyway.
Here we go.
Yes.
Here we go.
And then that just like ages you like 2 years. Because you worry that they're gonna take, because you spend like a week setting this thing up, and then like one stupid thing, and then it's like they're gonna take you off.
And it was in the description. It wasn't even. It's nothing about what he put in for the product, because obviously it's made in the United States. Everything's legitimate. We do manufacture, so there's no issues there. But it was in the description that the origins of this product came from.
Yes, but now, so the problem you got is so in the description with the origins and stuff, that's where they got confused. But now this thing's under like flagged status. Now I cannot update that description. They will not allow me to edit it, so I could take out what they are having a problem with. And now because it's flagged, now they're like, no, now this thing.
Now you bad.
Yeah, now you bad. And we had I forgot the one day so we shipped the product, and I forgot to put the shipping in.
Yes.
So I put it in the next day. Then we were flagged as late, and I'm like, no, it's already gone. It's just I forgot to, and you can't go update and say, okay, well, it was shipped this day, or you have to do it when it happens. Like they demand.
So we've had our hidings from Amazon.
No, and then the other thing is they probably demote your product listings, and it's no, it's like. So I don't know if it's worth it yet. We'll see.
Keep pushing.
We're
good at fulfillment. I mean, we've been fulfilling for quite some time. So it's not like we're new to fulfillment. It's just we're new to that side of it. And we've had the same troubles, I think, with eBay in the past.
Well, the thing is, so we can buy a program that'll do the heavy lifting, so it'll list, but it's so expensive.
Where do we get money for that?
Yes. No.
Oh, it's from your band.
Yes.
It's what's blocking our legs. That's why we can't sit. You guys didn't hear.
Why
can't we sit straight?
Because I got this whole thing stacked with all the money I'm making,
You need to say hello to a few more people.
All right. Who's in?
Well, we've got Yankee Free, who actually signed up for a subscription. Yes.
Wow, thank you.
So thank you for being a monthly supporter. Anyone else want to join on the bandwagon? Unless you have help from Yankee Free, 5 subscriptions.
Well, thank you very much. That is very good.
Let's see who has the red rash. We've got Jimma, Progman, CK. I can't see. No, those 3. Okay, are there more?
Let's see who's getting the rash. Anyway.
And Lemon's in. So Lemon says hello. I do have a couple more to say hello to. I just wanted to read the rest of the rashes.
All right.
But there's this Dom. I don't know if you know who this person is.
Good morning, sir.
Do not sit on Anton's firm and juicy meat. Backdoor delivery is not an option, but you can get pounded by Anton's firm and juicy meat from King of Biltong at biltongusa.com. Use code RRR for 10% off that firm juicy meat.
Yes. There we go. I approve this message. Thank you for your attention to this matter.
I was going to say that too. And Lemon and Dominion are our other 2.
Okay, well, goody. So, where was I?
I don't know now.
But I was talking about something now completely. Thank you, Dom. That's now my brain's in the gutter.
Well, here, let's keep it there. Bearded men are more likely to cheat on their partners than bearded women.
I can see that. It's about options.
Interesting.
So talking about
Interesting.
bearded, I wanted to trim and shave and but
He threatens this and
so
you want to talk
my-
about last night?
yes, my youngest daughter wanted a new little bed,
Yes.
which and rightfully so. Like there was nothing wrong with that. So Nicole found one, and generally we it's very hard for us to get out because we kind of isolated ourselves here in our little
I'm happy in my little bubble.
yes, in our little homestead thing here. So instead of driving around looking for this thing, it's just a little bed. So we thought, all right, you know what? We have the measurements for the space. Let's find something on Amazon. Just it's a temporary thing. This is not going to be like so just something cheap. So Nicole found one, and it was a used, very good.
Mm-hmm.
Now, generally, except for electronics, I've had really bad luck with.
Yeah.
Everything else, used, really good, used, excellent on
Has been
Amazon has
wonderful.
been no problem. Maybe the box is a little damaged or this thing got you. And the first sign that I should have known that this was a disaster was the box was not the original box.
I didn't open the box because I was worried, so I
Yes.
left the box.
So when the guy loaded, so we got an old kind of postman guy, and he's a pretty cool guy. But when he loaded this thing out, it was like it sounded like a box of spares. Everything was shaking and moving. So I'm like, yeah, let me take that thing from you and just put it down there. So I was a little suspicious, but I'm like, you know what? Let's just see what happens. So last night, after all the work and everything's done, we go and now I'm gonna assemble this thing. So I open it and it's nothing is packed. It's like someone threw a disassembled, like I'd say a cot, like a little sleeping cot bed. It's not very big, maybe a little longer than this counter. So probably 5.5 feet long, about this wide, just a little cot thing. Like in a trash bag. It's like all of that disassembled in a trash bag. So I start looking at this and I'm like, no, all right, there's a bunch of stuff not here, this thing. So I can get it figured out, but I'm going to have to get some spares for it. So they've got these little round things that's got a thread in it. So you push it in the hole and then a screw comes through so you put a screw through one of the panels, through a hole, and then this one is in the so you've got an upright panel and you've got a panel that connects to the side. And then this little round thing goes into this panel and you put a screw through from the back panel into this, and it's got a little screwdriver, like a flat thing, so you can actually turn it so the thread catches and stuff like that. So these things were all loose, like maybe half of them were in a pack and the other half were just rolling around the box, and the box was full of holes. So I'm like, all right, probably half these things are gone, the dowels are gone. So we start. So I'm like, no, all right, just pack it away. I will figure it out tomorrow. I've got to make sausage tomorrow. After the sausage, that's my job. Of course, my wife is a lot more determined than what I am. So she starts reading and she's like, but hold on a second, there is a bunch of spares here. Now, I've already shoes off, like I'm relaxing now. I'm in relax mode. So now I already know where this is going because, I told her you can actually hire people that'll assemble these things for you. Like Amazon, I think Amazon has with assembly, so you can actually order assembly and someone will come out and
do they go back in their box and get picked up?
I have no idea. And instead of using this pile of cash that I got to hire one of those assemblers, I decided that I will do it. So I already know where this is going. So I'm like, all right, let me go fetch, because normally these things also come with a tool and no tools. So, and I should have known, because the other beds we assembled in the house for the kids, no tools. So I should have known.
It depends on the type of
yes.
equipment.
So anyway, so I haul back out, go get my screwdriver, my electric screwdriver, and I go back. So we start assembling this thing, and my wife is very good, so she gets all the little screws and stuff. So these guys tried to put this thing together, couldn't figure it out, then took everything that even shouldn't have been taken apart and stripped the whole thing down and took all the screws.
We thought we had a bunch of extra screws, and then Anton's like, wait, there's holes
there's
here.
There's a little rail on the side which the cross members of the bed rest on. and that has got screws in it. So all those screws were taken out. I mean,
How
it's
that
glued
thing's
on.
even stuck
Yeah,
still, I don't know.
But
It's-
anyway, so
yeah.
we assembled the whole thing and got it all done, and that was like 10 o'clock, and we were around about done
Yes.
last night. So that was a lot of fun. But I must admit that my wife does cause motivation, because she's like, yeah, but look, this shouldn't be that hard, because look, that all of this is here. You wanna try. So we got it all done. So it was good. But anyway, so there's a lot of stuff you got to do yourself when you own a business, because the piles of cash, you want to squirrel that away and keep it for a rainy day. You don't want to use all that cash you make from the basket they issue you when you register the LLC, and then you just walk outside and collect. Anyway, it's not all doom and gloom. There are times when you actually make money. I've had some businesses where I've made good money, and there's always a but. You have to put it away. You cannot spend all of this money, because there are going to be droughts. And when there are droughts, you have to have backup cash to bail you out. So I literally went from a very well-paying corporate job to my own business, which I was doing. I mean, I thought, okay, well, it's starting, we start up, and then I was hemorrhaging money. And after a year, month 12, I said, okay, if month 13 I don't make money, I'm going to have to shut this thing down, because I was just pushing money. And month 13, it broke even. I didn't have to put money in. And month 14, we started making money. And then I expanded the business. So I took a loan on my house, which was paid off, expanded the business, and then I paid the loan back. And in like 3 years, took the loan, expanded the business, made more money, paid the loan back. And then by the end of 3 years done, home paid back, put some money away. By the end of the 4th year, that was 2008, when we got that nice little
What happened then?
So I started the business in 2004, 2003. 2004, we started making money. End of 2004, took the loan. By 2007, repaid it, everything good, squirreling money away, like, all right, we're going. 2008, by the end of 2008, all the money that I saved gone, plus the home back down to fucking zero.
And what were you doing?
What do you mean?
Were you only working in your business?
Well, at that time, so by 2009, by 2008, when I saw all of this, just like, because like literally overnight, people just stopped buying cars, and we did stuff in cars. By 2009, so 2008 just drained, and I still had to. I actually had a holiday planned, the first one. So I started the business in 2004, 2003. My literal first holiday was 2009, April. I sat at my house. I had a week that I took off my own business, which was the first time ever. And I sat at my house because I didn't have money to go anywhere, because it just like died. And I planned this in 2008, like a year ahead of time, to make sure I have the time for that, like 1 week. And I sat at my house because I had no money. It was so much fun. And then by that was, and at that time when I was sitting in April, when I was sitting at my house, I actually said, you know what? The business can run. It's self-sustainable. I need to find a job, because the business can do the business. I don't need to be there to manage it, which I realized when I was on holiday. Like, I just phone and make sure everything's running, and I'm like, well, okay, then let it run, and then I go work. So I found a job, and I did some project management for a company, and that basically bailed us out of shit. Anyway, so people think just because you have stuff in a business that's required, that you have a lot of money, but you can't do the business if you don't have the stuff, and the stuff costs a lot of money, and a lot of times it's actually on loans, and you've got to drive the business to pay the loans back. But just because you have a lot of stuff doesn't just magically mean you have a lot of money. Now, there are benefits to business, which is your personal expenses drop a lot, because like our phones are all business phones, because we mainly use them for the business. Everything's business. Computers are business.
Granted, we have jumped in beyond jumping in. Back, we opened this side of the business in 2019, but it started 2018. So 2019 was when we officially opened doors to public. But I left working at the hospital in 2019 once our
Yes.
third child was born to help push this, because my
Yes.
theory was, and Anton actually, I don't think he wanted me to do it at first, but you agreed.
Yes.
You let me stick around.
It was difficult because it's always good to have a backup income,
Yes.
but sometimes, and it got a little bad by the end of 2019.
Mhm.
Sometimes the abuse you get
Yes.
for the backup income is maybe not worth it.
And hospital management is not my world at the moment. I could go back if I ever needed to. If we need it, sure. But man, I'm so glad I left.
No, but the other thing is also, because you're kind of dependent on the money.
Yes.
People are like, well, okay, so I'll see you Saturday. It's like, well, no, I don't really work Saturdays. Yes, but we need you. And when you at a certain level, like overtime is not a thing.
No.
I remember when I actually went to go work at this company in 2009. So I was running the project, and they were way behind. So I pulled them out of a lot of trouble. But I went to the management and I said, look, you guys need to, I need to get this project done for you. So we need to get this thing on time. We need to do a bunch of stuff. Okay. I can get it done, but I need people to work. Okay. And I cannot on an 8-hour day, the way, when I got there, so to give you an idea, these projects were running in 4-month increments. Okay. The last 4-month one, they did not finish delivering, which means they couldn't get money from the customer to pay for it. So the last, and we were 2 months into the new 4-month cycle.
Mm-hmm.
And the last 4-month cycle. So let's say January, February, no, it was 3-month cycle, sorry. January, February, March, because there were 4 in a year. So January, February, March were not delivered. Okay. They were not signed off. So no money for that. This was, let's say, May. So we were 2 months into the next 3-month project. So May, January, February, March project wasn't delivered. Now, April and May was running, but not near on time. And we have to finalize by June.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I sat down, I looked at the whole setup, I looked at what they do, I had a meeting with everybody, and I said, okay, so to get this thing on time, because now we basically a whole cycle behind. I need to get people to work. And the only way they can work is if we're going to pay them. I can't have someone work 8 to 5 and go home, and then tomorrow they come in at 8 and then work till 5 or whatever the fucking hours were. If I can get the guy here at 6 and let him go home at 6, I get an extra 4 hours. Can we pay them overtime? I obviously won't take overtime. I'll just get it done. I worked every Saturday and probably 2 Sundays a month for 6 months. I got there every morning at like 5:15. I left some nights at 9, and I had to drive an hour home. So you drive 9, you get home at 10, you shower, you get in bed, it's 10:30, 11. I get up at 4 to get back there to because it's an hour's drive. So like 5:15 to try and miss the traffic and stuff. So it was rough. But within one cycle, I delivered the previous 3-month one. I got the other one on time, and we started the new one. So because we had to run in parallel, because this old one is, so wherever we finished the old one, the one that was behind, some parts of it was done. So I had to double up the teams and get what was done already to start. And I asked the customer, can we start with this month, this new one, where we've done with that one, and I already got the plans handed over. So it was a challenge. But within 6 months, so these guys for 2 years had 5 or 6 project managers. None of these guys could roll this thing out, and I don't understand why. But anyway, I was there 6 months. Everything was on time. I worked 7 months, and they gave me some good project manager award thing at the award ceremony at the end of the year. So I'm like, all right, well, I thought this is just what people do. So, but then the abuse you take to get the money,
Mm-hmm.
You got to decide if that's worth it. And at least in our business, the abuse is our own doing.
I can work my 120-hour week whenever I want to.
Yes,
okay?
correct.
Okay, it's my 120-hour week.
Yes. So
we need to say hello to another person. We've got Salty Grower on. Finally back. I did see your comment
yes.
first thing.
So
we
I
said
was
hi to
mentioning you So what we're basically talking about is just generally people thinking
Yes.
how much money you have when you own your own business. Like you must be just coining.
Well, he's perfect on that. He says, that's why, I'm sorry, that's what I'm focusing on now, paying my tractor and brushing loan off. Loans suck, but come in handy. But
Yes.
man, they are predators. We get
There's
phone
some-
calls out
oh, yeah.
the wazoo. And
50%
I'm
interest,
not sure
man.
why we're getting the phone calls, but it sounds like a lot of the guys have had our details since like 2020. So I don't know if, when the PP, what are they called?
Yes.
When those loans went out, which we never actually submitted for. I don't know if like businesses information was just given out. I'm not quite sure what happened.
Yeah.
Because I got somebody to admit that they've had our details since 2020. I'm like, well, why are you calling me? We've never asked you for anything. Oh, we've had it since this time. It's like, okay, so no. So go away now.
So what I was saying for Salty specifically is, you got your tractor and you got a trailer and you got a truck and you got to have a bigger truck. You got like a 3500 because you got to be able to hook this gooseneck trailer that you can load with a ton of pallets, like many pallets of grass, so you can be efficient. And people look at this and they're like, man, these guys are making a lot of money. But it's not that you're making a lot of money. That is literally the tooling you need to be able to do the jobs that you're actually quoting for.
Yes. We have another awesome guy on now, Neurodivergent.
Hey.
I don't know if you know who that is. Reminding everybody to hit that like button, follow and repost, or subscribe and get red rashes like everybody else has at the moment.
Yes.
So we do have a YouTube comment. I did see it pop in, but YouTube is asshole and you are not helping that situation, good sir. So clearly I was avoiding your question, but it's a not appropriate question for our discussion. So I'm not going to bring it in. If you'd like to join Rumble with cool kids, you are more than welcome to. It is Rustic Ranch on Rumble. Okay.
All right. Oh, someone yakking nonsense.
Yes.
Oh,
yeah.
Of course.
So it's not an appropriate question. We're not going to worry about it. I'll share it with you later.
Okay.
We do have Jamal asking, though, my only debt right now is my mortgage. Sorry, not asking, stating. I wish I had known how stress-free it was to be debt-free 40 years ago.
Yes.
Now, the debt situation is fascinating. So we got rid of, we sold our home. We do not have personal debt, quote unquote, or at least not documented because we've got different things set up. And I chuckle. I checked my credit score the other day and it has plummeted. I'm like, oh, that's nice because I don't have a bunch of debt in my name. I'm like, guess what? I don't give a shit.
Yes.
And I'm going to leave it.
So here's the funny thing. If you don't have debt, your credit score goes down, which means people will either not loan you money or do it at a higher interest rate.
Yes.
But if you have a bunch of debt, then you can't afford the loan.
Yes.
But you got a good credit score, so I don't know.
It makes sense. I'm confused.
You see, that whole setup is done so when you have employment,
yes,
it all works out because then you have a credit card. You
can't
have this
do that
and
with self-employment.
No, if
that's
you're self-employed,
correct.
it's like the stuff just works different, man, and nobody wants to loan you any money, and
And it doesn't matter because if you have a normal paycheck, different things, they still don't. But you're self-employed. Okay, what does it matter? The business pays me. This is the business. No, but you're self-employed. I don't understand why you keep stating the same thing. It's like, what's that definition or the word? When you repeat the same thing, expecting a different outcome.
Yes,
that's what they do. Is they repeat the same statement.
No, and then and all these guys, they're like, like every now and again, we, something comes along our path, and we're like, all right, we should try and get our hands on that. Then you need a little bit of cash. So you say, okay, so let me go to the bank, and the bank's like, yeah, we don't do that. And you're like, all right, so let me see, and you try and find someone to loan you some money, and then these guys are like, yeah, we got you, man, we got you, and then they come back, well, we can get you approved, okay, but first we have to run this one kind of loan, and it's like at 40% over like 6 months, and I'm like, no, that's not what we discussed. Like I asked you, decent interest rate, like maybe 24 months repayment, and yeah, we can do that after. And if you take this loan and it's like 8 months, after 4 we can refinance to that. It's like, no, dude, you can 40% interest for the first 4 months, and then I can refinance at a charge. It's like, no, all you guys are doing is predatory, making money off me. Go away. I'm like, shit like that will sink my business. I'm not interested. And these guys are like, but we can, like, today we put the money in your account today, yes, and tomorrow you can break my knees. No, not interested. Lots of predatory loans out there, man.
Lots.
It's unbelievable.
Sith says, don't forget about freaking taxes. Holy cow. I still do mercenary IT work for rural doctor's offices and basically options trading for my income. And holy cow, the taxes are murder.
Yes.
No, it's ridiculous.
You know, us as a business, because we have a business, so what happens is we pay ourselves, and then we pay taxes on our money. And then the business also has to pay taxes on our money. Plus, the business also pays the social welfare bullshit, which is about another 7%. Yeah, so it's about 7% on all the welfare bullshit. Plus, those are all fucking taxes. No matter what they tell you, it's all fucking taxes. And then so you got the 7%, which the business has to pay on our behalf and all staff behalf. So whoever your staff is, you have the 7% additional fucking charge off the business every month that you have to cater for, which I never knew, you know, when I started. This is like, so 7% plus whatever I pay in taxes, the business duplicate pays in taxes.
Yes.
So yeah, there's no state taxes, you know, but fucking hell, there's taxes. There's lots of taxes.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
You know, no, there's a lot of taxes.
And Jamal says, I don't even have credit cards. My only card is a debit card. I have to have money in my account to use it. That is a very good way to go. Cam has joined us. Welcome in.
Good morning.
It's simple. If you don't have debt, you are more likely to pay off the loan faster, and so the bank will lose its expected interest. Hey, good point.
Absolutely.
So in other words, you are not a good peon if you do not have debt, is what you are telling me.
Yeah.
They do it on purpose, Lemon. You got it. Oh, Salty is out.
Okay.
Adios, see you later. Thanks for popping in Social Security. Neuro, I know.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
No, we really try to stay up on all of our tax requirements.
Well, we have to. It's a legal requirement.
It's one of those double-edged sword. You know, you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. So I would rather do and not have someone looking down my neck at all times, and we can be a little more free on the time we do have.
Yes.
And that's actually what kind of pushed for the move. Same concept. You know, we don't have the local government staring down our necks or wanting us to do certain things, or you know.
So that's going to be Friday's stream is local government requirements on businesses.
Ooh.
I want to talk about that a little bit and not whinge about what happened to us, but you know, potentially.
And we've talked to a lot of different people, different cities, different counties, different states.
Yes.
And would love to hear from you guys and what you encountered.
I think it would be good just to have a chat around people underestimate the power of local government.
Yes.
There's a lot the local government causes, and it's very important that you have good representation locally to make sure like things run smoothly and fairly and things like that. The city, I think, you know, I had a big wake up call, man, because you know I'm used to dealing with bullshit in South Africa, but this shit we dealt with here was a different level of evil, man.
Yes.
It was a different level of evil. So
there's a lot of manipulation, and that happens on all levels, and that could be businesses like corporations, or it could be government. I mean, you're going to encounter it probably everywhere. The signs of that, our lovely Josh Slocum always gives a very good definition of Group B.
Yes.
Personality disorder.
Man.
If you do not know him, disaffected, highly suggest looking him up. And if you are looking to break away from the system in some instance, Jamal, I don't know who you use for your bank, but we've got an awesome one, Old Glory Bank. I learned something very interesting about them the other day. They do not participate with Zelle. So I always wondered about these things, and I think we've talked about it a few times.
So there's a lot of payment options out there, and a lot of people ask us, okay, but do you accept Zelle? And I'm like, no, we can't.
Our banks do not have it.
Our banks do not. It's not me. It's just our banks. And the problem is, if I do it on my personal, like, how do I get that money into my business account?
Yes,
you
it
know,
doesn't work.
So a lot of people in our kind of space do things under the table,
from home. No shops, no records. No nothing.
Or shops, but home stuff, and it's very wishy-washy. We really try and stay on the up and up. You know, if you want to be taken seriously, you have to do business seriously. You know, you have to act seriously. You have to be open. You know, have a consistent product, etc., etc. That's what I believe. But there's a lot of people that do the, you know, fly by night,
Yes.
kind of under the table, weird stuff. And these people a lot of times accept stuff like Zelle. So we don't do that because our banks, everything is bank driven. It's like people phone, or a lot of times we'll get messages and people say, "Can you give me your price list?" I'm like, "Dude, I don't have a price list.
It's all on my website.
It's on my website.
Just
go on my
you can
website.
Order on there,
And you
we
can
will
order,
ship.
and people are like, it's almost
I
like
don't
they get
understand.
nervous because it's so legit. And I'm like, well, I don't understand. There's a website. I update the website. That means I've got this one. I don't have a secret list that I'm keeping away from everyone. But you, I'm going to give it to you because you spoke the magic words and asked for the list. No, that's not how it fucking works. I don't understand. I've got a website that's all in public, and our website, even if you are not a member, what do you call it?
Yeah, you can still see it.
If you don't have an account, like you can still see the pricing. Most businesses will hide the pricing behind a wall. You have to become a subscriber or whatever. You have to subscribe to their thing to see the pricing. That is not the case with us. I leave it open. But a lot of people do this kind of underhanded thing, so they use Zelle and stuff like that. We can't, because everything's driven through our bank, and the bank doesn't accept it. The only reason we got Cash App is because it's part of Stripe.
Oh yes, but we don't actually have Cash App. It's a part of Stripe.
Yes,
to us it is
we
a
don't.
payment portal.
You just pay.
We don't even see it.
You just pay Stripe, and Stripe gives us our money.
Yep.
So we've got Cash App and Stripe. We've got our own payment processor, and we got PayPal. And I think, and then Apple and Google Pay type setups, but that's all driven from apps and things, So it's not us. They drive it through the apps, and it just goes. So our bank physically does not support Zelle.
Yes.
And the reason for that is because Zelle.
Okay, so I actually looked it up because I love this response. This is directly from Old Glory Bank, so I think this is a phenomenal response. Zelle has made the decision to restrict their app to only their partner banks. Old Glory Bank stands firm to our commitment to protecting your private transaction data, which we would not be able to do in a relationship with Zelle. So they have created their own pay portal, which I think is phenomenal, but you've got to be a part of that bank if you would like to use the pay portal. But we are Old Glory Bank supporters for the last couple of years. They are a freedom bank, and they try to keep your freedom.
So Larry Elder and what's the surgeon dude? Larry Elder is a partner of Old Glory, and he was the housing guy under Trump, man. The Ben Carson.
Yes.
So those are two of the partners. I think there's four partners in the bank. And Larry Elder and Ben Carson are two of the partners of Old Glory Bank. And then there's some other guys, co-founders.
Yes,
I don't know who the other guy is. John Rich. I don't know who he is.
A lady.
Isn't John Rich like a country singer type dude?
Maybe Mary Fallon Christensen.
Anyway, so they, I mean, the owners
Governor of Oklahoma back in 2011.
Governor of Oklahoma in 2011. So those guys are the partners of this bank.
Music industry leader. Yes, you are correct.
Yes, John Rich. I thought he was a country guy, country singer or something. The reason I remember that is I worked with a guy called John Rich.
Okay.
Yes, way back. And then I've seen his name pop up, and I'm like, no, man, it can't be. And I looked, I'm like, no, it's not the same guy.
Okay.
Yes. You might want to go see. Yes, we have a yelling boy.
We've got to get our pie started, too. Sith says, absolutely, the folks that only turn out for federal elections have it completely backwards. You have much more impact locally, and a lot of BS happens at the local level.
Absolutely.
Yes, like
absolutely. And
on.
That, so we're going to have a discussion about that on Friday.
I think that's what the comment was.
Yes, we're gonna talk about that on Friday. That I don't want to go too far down that rabbit hole, but what made a massive difference for us, not so much in saving money, but putting money into the right channels, is getting set up on our own property. All right, because rent, especially with business, is just a bottomless fucking pit. Because different to a home, if you can't afford a house and you go rent a house, generally it's a temporary setup, because you want to do that while you get your ducks in a row to go buy something. Okay, so, and I'm not saying this is true for everybody, but generally that is the kind of, you'll go to a small little townhome or something small and cheap while you kind of try and save up to get your own place. With businesses, it's different, because it is so hard to set up a business, especially in the US, because there's a lot of regulations, there's a lot of red tape, there's a lot of bullshit. So it's so hard. And once you put your business down somewhere, it's like it sprouts roots
Mhm.
in that place. So it's very difficult to pick it up and move it. It's
Mhm.
very, very difficult. So unless you kind of force yourself, which is what we did, because we knew where we were
Push
was
came
not
to
going to
shove.
be,
Yeah.
it's not sustainable. And I mean, we took a big knock coming out here. We probably dropped 30% at least on our retail sales.
Yeah, and there's people we will never see again, and
Yes.
that's okay. That's,
And that's
part
okay.
of it.
That's just part of it. So our
Yeah.
retail business went down significantly, but our online has picked up a little bit. So we've
Mhm.
probably made up about, say, 20% of what we've lost in online, and we're trying to push and grow that. But the area here is growing,
Yes.
and we have scope for growth out here. The thing is, we got to a point in the business, and this is something that I think a lot of people maybe don't identify, but you get to a point in the business where you hit your ceiling, and we hit our ceiling of how big our retail would be in Roanoke. It would never exceed where we were.
Yep.
In fact, it went a little up above what we were averaging, and then it came down, and it just stayed there. No matter what we did,
Yes.
we just could not grow that. So you kind of get to the ceiling, and that's where you're stuck. Because it's about your area, the people,
the demographics,
yes.
Accessibility.
Yes, there's a lot that and you'll get to, and that's, I'm not talking online, I'm talking retail specifically in your location. Online was what was growing. So that's what we pursued by coming out here to try and push the online harder. And then we can actually, like, we probably took, I'd say probably a 30% knock going down from what we had there, and our worst there. So it's probably more.
Yeah.
But here now, that's our baseline where we're starting, and nobody here knows us.
Yes.
So
we were starting from scratch.
Yeah. So we've dropped, say, 50% from Roanoke to here, but in a completely new area with completely unknown, like nobody knows us. So that is not actually that bad, because it's not like we're starting from scratch. We're still getting people that come in, and because we're new and there's not a lot in the area, people come here because they can't find things that we're bringing. So now we're going to start growing this. So we should exceed in a year's time what we did that side.
That is the push.
Yes, maybe this pile of cash I have here.
Will it be overflowing?
Yes, maybe I'll have to have a second, pile of cash.
We need AI assistance. Where's Femboy? Where's my cash piles and raining cash from the ceiling? So, he would create that if he were in.
I think the hardest thing to do, and I told Nicole when we started this business, I said the hardest thing to do is to work for yourself, because it never stops.
He warned me that it's going to be 5 years of hell. We're almost at year 8.
Yes, but I did not consider, the Wu flu scandemic. I did not consider that.
I'm just saying. He said 5 years of hell. You know what? This is the best hell I've ever been in. I actually get to spend every single day with him. Every minute of my waking moments, he always wakes up before me. He's smart. He gets some time to kind of not have to deal with everybody.
Yeah, I think I get up early to be efficient. I get up early so I don't have to listen to anyone. Yes.
And cry in his coffee. No.
Yes. No, what did I do? But the pandemic, and then the 4 years of socialism.
Yes, that really made
made
quite an impact.
Man.
But we are pushing past that.
Yes.
The fact that we have made it out here, I'm very proud of us, and I think there's more to come.
Yes.
There's a lot more to come. We've got some extra people who popped in. By the way, you've got Sigil Stone, who says, I love his comment. Morning, Anton and Lady Anton. I'll be called Lady Anton today. I don't mind. I think it sounds great. We did have Jimal and Lemon discussing the data center. So I like the statement. Jimal says, where is it? And then I'll get back to Lemon's. Okay, I got to back up. Sorry. Lemon warns that now they want you to use Venmo. It's tracking all your money for taxable purposes. And even Sith agrees. Yeah, and they say, just use the friends and family. And I'm like, yeah, no. That's the problem. You can't do those things in business. You can't use friends and family. It's got to be traced.
It's got to be business,
So that doesn't work. But Jimal mentions, and this is where the data center thing came in, data centers will be tied to all digital purposes. Everything you do online will be tracked. I think it already is. I'm not going to lie, because there's a traceable line pretty much for everything at this point.
Other thing is, so, I know a lot of people are opposed to the data centers, which, I mean, I see the point, but you either need people to do the jobs, or you need AI
Mm-hmm.
to do the job. Someone's going to do the job. You know, someone's got to do
What
the
is
job.
that? So Sigil Stone mentions that Chat GPT generate money for Anton. Love it. Is it a profitable? Is AI profitable? Sorry, .com is an AI opening web is an eye-opening website. Interesting. Okay.
You're going to have to
I'm
go
gonna
look
have to
at
go
that guy.
see. Yes.
Is
Okay.
there any comments that I should respond
Just
to?
Jamal, maybe they want to go to social credit score like China. I think that's the push.
I will not be surprised with that, man. They, you know, I think the throttling of algorithms on social media is already a form of that. If you behave, if you behave yourself, we'll give you exposure. If you say what we like, we'll give you exposure. But if you're a naughty boy and you kind of speak your mind, then we're going to not expose your your stuff to a lot of people. I think that's kind of already a manner of social score, of social credit scoring. The other thing, what did someone say yesterday? I think it was Viva that said, the fact that people, instead of helping someone, will sit there and film what's happening is where we are at now in society. I mean, I don't know if you guys saw and I take exception to this because I used to own an IT company, and I mean I didn't really care too much. Who would and wouldn't want a job with us? But there's these two guys that own some company, and apparently they're Jewish. Not that I think that's should matter at all whatsoever. But apparently they're Jewish, and then they had some college kid apply, and then when he found out they were Jewish, he said, "Yeah, I don't want to work for a Jew." And then they pretty much doxed this guy. Sorry, okay, there we go. Then they pretty much doxed this guy. I mean, the 17, I think is it a 17-year-old kid? I don't know. It's a young kid. Maybe he's 20. What does it fucking matter? But they had this guy's picture on Fox. I mean, talk about fucking intimidation. Jesus, you're a college student. You're just kind of minding your own business. You apply for internship and you're like, yeah, fuck, I don't want to work for you. Because I don't particularly like, fucking Russians. So I don't want to. Oh, do we have? I thought.
Forgot. I forgot.
Yeah, I was wondering where they were, so I thought we changed our mind.
Forgot. We can do 3 for
All right.
today.
All right.
Because our
Sorry.
young man has a busted lip, so he's probably
Yeah,
not going to eat
they're
it.
not going to
Anyway.
eat it. All right. I was wondering where they were, but I didn't say anything because my wife mentioned them, and then they're not on the tray. So I'm like, all right, well, we're obviously not making them. But anyway, I don't like fucking Russians because they, they bombing the Ukrainians or whatever. I don't like the Ukrainians because they cause shit with Russia or whatever. And then the next thing you know, your face is on the fucking news. That's just not called for, man. So like I say, we had an IT company, and if you don't want to job with me, man, I don't care what your reason is. I don't. Then okay, bye bye. Then I don't have to deal with you.
That's free commerce. You should
Yes,
be able
but
to
to go
come
and cry on TV, and you got all the fucking power. I just found that very
So
peculiar.
as Sigil says, and I'll back up a second after this, Jews don't control the media, and if you say you don't like Jews, the media will ruin your life. It's sad. And Leo Terrell, one of Trump's top DOJ officials, will use the DOJ to come after you too.
Oh,
I would hope not, but all right. So, I didn't even see it. Sensei has popped in.
Oh,
Glad
good morning,
to have
good
you.
morning.
Saying everything has been traced. Worked for big telecom my whole career. Yep. It's already out there. It's already known.
I remember starting on mobile networks in 1994, and we had the triangulation and stuff. And I remember when people were saying, "Oh, these phones are so great," I said, "Just remember, this thing will track everything you do."
And it does.
I said it then already.
I remember we had a gentleman we knew a few years back who only used Signal and used to remove the battery still out of the smartphones. And we had another friend who would only use a flip phone.
Yes.
So no
GPS.
No internet capabilities with the phone, but I am sure it was still tracked. I'm sure of it. I know he swore that it didn't, but I I have my questions.
Well, I remember, and I'm just gonna briefly mention this because if you go look up a company with the name of Carrier IQ, Carrier, Carrier I for India, Q for, is it Quran? Anyway, you go
We
look
are
them
in
up.
June.
Yes, you go look them up. Now we did not that, but we had overlaps. So we used to have software that you install an app on your phone for the operator, whoever they are, AT&T, Verizon, and what we do is we actually keep a log of what your phone does, and then when you hit the error, we report it to the operator. So not no typing, but location based errors. So if you're driving somewhere and you're on the phone and you drop a call, we'll pin it, and speed, direction of travel, uh, sites you were connected to, stuff like that, to help the operator solve their problems. Now, when apps started getting popular, like in 2012, we developed some add-ons to this to actually run on the phones to track apps and usage. And when I looked at that data, I got very, very nervous because we could access, and this is what we could do as an outsider. We could access exactly what apps are on your phone, how much time you spend on those apps. And there was one specific app, I can't remember what it was. There's one app that the I don't want to say the homosexuals, but the homosexuals, lesbians and stuff use. I can't remember if it's Grinder or something like. There's some app, and obviously we do updates to the apps, and then the guys that have them on their phone get a notice through the app store, and then you have to update your apps, update, or you can auto update or whatever, and then the version went out with a apps on it, that looking at the app data, and when that came back, I was very surprised to see certain things on certain people's phones that I knew, and I got very nervous when I saw that. Very, very nervous. I actually spoke to the networks and I said, "Look, man, this is very, very invasive. We shouldn't be doing this stuff." And you can see how much time they spend on it. There's a lot of matrix around that. So, yes, that's in 2012. Imagine where it is now. You want a cookie? Okay, yes, later. The pie is coming later. We've got no respect for live streaming guy. All right. Sorry, he's moseying around here. All right, see you later. Nicole's just going to let him out. So, yeah, back on the subject.
They're in the sand. Go play.
Making money in business is very hard. And unless I've never found, so let me put it this way. I've never found that you make huge money, but you have lots of benefits in your own business. There's some I made good money with, but it's kind of a trade-off. You make good money now, and then somewhere down the line you lose a little bit of it again, and then you make it again, and so it's up and down, up and down. I think personally it was much easier to make money between 2000 and 2008.
Mm-hmm.
If I go back like the latest time than it is now, or even in the 2010 to 2020 kind of. I think that recession thing caused a lot of shit, where a lot of things got changed.
All businesses had to look at everything, or look at the.
No, but I also think that things were implemented. So they
Yes.
say, okay, so we're going to put this like law in place, and then this is going to like stop people from, like X, Y, and Z. But it also it's a bigger handbrake on business than it is on, avoiding whatever the problem was that was caused by whatever. There's a lot of restrictions on business.
Yes.
And we will discuss the impact of local government on business on Friday.
So join us for that, because I know all of you guys on this chat for sure would probably have some feedback and some input, and that would be very fascinating.
Yes,
I'd
and
love
not
to
just
hear
business,
from you.
like local government impact on life.
HOAs count
Whoa.
too.
Started,
well, but that's another concept. So even if you don't have maybe business, say
like a
experience for
physical
that.
business in a local.
HOAs are very similar, and it could be something as simple as like the city council stuff. So bring it
Yeah,
all.
I saw
think
a
that'd be
thing
awesome
again
discussion.
yesterday, just talking about that, where someone said, X, Y, or Z city is bragging again about, illegally taking people's property, and there was someone that was, they had their grass was too long, so they fined them. What do they call that? They give them like a.
Oh, it's a fine.
Yeah, but it's on a, what do they call it? They have a very nice name for it, so it doesn't sound like they're being assholes. But they had all these fines that they like, so they just make up shit. So it's like, okay, so the fine for your lawn being too long is $2,000. So they fine you, and then they're like, well, now you didn't listen to that fine, so you didn't get it mowed. So now the next fine is like $10,000. So they just make up like $130,000 worth of bullshit, and then take the property.
Yep. Yep.
That should be unconstitutional. In fact, I think if you homestead something, they should not be able to take your home.
Yes.
At all. At all.
Yes.
Because you can't buy a house, pay for it your whole life, and then because something happens, let's say you hurt your leg, now you can't mow your lawn, now suddenly fines start fucking accumulating.
No, it doesn't work.
Bullshit.
It shouldn't work, I guess.
All right,
he's got a green one. I think he's after that green one.
All right, but why don't you give him the one in the fridge?
No, because he's not eating the one in the fridge.
Oh.
He's a very interesting young man. I'm not going to lie. Number 4, us busy.
Yes.
Number 4 is busy.
Yeah.
Very busy.
Your butt's going to hurt after you ate that apple.
He doesn't care. He doesn't care. We do have Salty Reese's Cup in.
Good morning. Good morning.
So the only Jew I knew personally used to punch my aunt in the face until Dad and Granddad found out and beat his ass and made him leave walking naked. I saw it. I was 11 years old.
Okay.
Woo! Good for Dad and Granddad.
Yes.
That's good. I'm not upset about that.
I know I'm not the youngest guy anymore. My kids are young. But if someone lays a finger on one of my kids, there will be there will be consequences.
Right? As there should be.
Yes.
So Sigil does say, oh, and Anton, I tried the ghost pepper biltong. My rating, get hotter, bitch. So Sith very politely informs here. I'm pretty sure King did Carolina Reaper biltong.
Yes.
It is available. He says Pepper X.
No, you know what? To be honest, the very hot stuff doesn't sell that well.
It doesn't, especially summertime.
Yeah. So the Reaper, even that, we're probably going to put on a seasonal type thing because the last batch we made really moved slow.
Mm-hmm.
The normal biltong, Angus, Wagyu, the sausages are starting to move, the dried sausages. So that's the kind of thing that keeps ticking over.
Sigils of nonsense. Anton says there'll be consequences for laying a finger on his kids, so beat his wife instead. Dude. Actually, it's very interesting being married to Anton. I'm very glad with my happy with my life decisions on that. He's very honest. He will say exactly how he's thinking, how he's feeling, and then he moves on. It's a fascinating concept to have somebody honest. I've never seen such a thing. It's not very common.
I find that Americans have been propagandized to the point of self-censoring.
Yes. We shouldn't. You need to be honest.
Yes.
You need to be honest. Femboys in. Hello people. Hello, Neuro.
Good morning. Good morning.
I love it. Dom was actually giving Neuro a hard time saying, I already did my spiel. You're late. I like it. We do actually need to get running. The shop is open officially.
Yes.
Jamal does say, though, do you have access to beef bones? I need a couple 5-pound packs to make bone broth. I
think I can probably source it. I'm about to put in an order. Let me see if they've got, they should have some kind of sauce bones, I'm sure my supplier's got something like that. Let me see what I can find. I'll let you know.
There we go. But all right, I guess we can wrap it up and see you guys on Friday for next stream. Like, share, follow, repost, and subscribe if you dare, shall we say. Is that going to be a good way to put it?
Yes, we will do Friday. We will discuss local government impact on small businesses and life, the universe, and everything
else.
And then, I've got some sausage to make. So I've got 1/3 is done. I got another third, and then another third, and then I got to go salt that steak. I'm gonna put on the fire today because I keep forgetting about that.
Yeah, you said you were gonna do that
Yeah.
a couple days ago.
I know,
Oh,
and I
okay.
keep forgetting. So I got to go do that now, and then just general work, lots of work.
Lots of work.
Yeah.
Neuro, while you are in, do you have anybody you suggest for us to go live to? I am more than happy with
I
any
saw Bright
suggestions.
was up. I don't know,
if he's up anymore. Mike is up.
Okay. If anybody you can throw it out. Otherwise, we'll do Mike, Patriot
Yes.
Mike.
Because I think he's just getting started.
Yeah, Patriot Mike starts at 8:30, I think.
Yeah.
So he's just kind of getting into the swing of things.
Sorry, it's hard to see. I have to change the setting in order to actually see anything.
Yeah. So thank you very much for
Yes.
joining. I hope that was at least, if not slightly informative, entertaining.
Do you not believe all you are told with the wads of money for small
Oh,
business
yeah,
owners? That
absolutely
is
not.
not.
And don't think you get a fucking loan anywhere.
Yeah.
It's like when what's that? The disease in the Bible, the sores. What's it called?
I cannot think of the name. I know exactly what
Yes,
you're talking
but
about.
it's like when you open a small business, you have that. Like all banks will stay away from you. The I can't remember. I know what it is in Afrikaans, and I've only got the Afrikaans name in my head. Malats.
I can see it.
Yes.
I can see it.
Yes.
That doesn't help.
So I can't
but,
remember. But anyway, banks think you got that. I don't want to come near you. So like
leprosy. Thank you.
leprosy. There we go.
Thank you.
How I don't remember that.
D20X. Hey.
Good morning.
Good morning and goodbye.
And yes, we're on our way out. Like, share, repost.
Dominion,
Follow.
I'm so sorry. I saw your comment after I had already clicked to go to Patriot Mike. I'm so sorry. I missed that. Murphy's
that?
Law 1 is still live.
Who?
Murphy's Law 1.
Oh, we could have hit
I
Murphy.
really feel bad because now it's 10 minutes. Now I'm stuck.
Yes, now we're stuck.
I'm stuck.
And
for
we'll
10
be
minutes.
done. We'll be done by the time the 10 minutes are over.
Yes.
All right, peoples. Have a great day.
Yes.